Okay, so Battleground is done. We are now marching our way directly towards SummerSlam. And now all of a sudden the E is pulling out like all the stops, which is amazing. It's also aggravating, because it also means too they could be doing this more often. We begin with Taker. Taker cuts a really nice promo, more or less saying, I've come back to destroy Brock Lesnar. Man or beast, you will rest in peace. Good stuff, worked well. Wasn't a fan of him saying this is my true resurrection. Kind of crapped on the Bray Wyatt resurrecting Taker bit, which was WrestleMania. But all in all, I can't be too mad. After that, they do a really good spot where H is on the phone. He's like, Paul, shut up. Just shut up, Paul, shut up. Give Brock the night off. So then I see Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's like, I'm going to go give my two-piece, my bit. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to give my clients rebuttal. Great Heyman promo. Gong, Taker, Batman's into the ring. Looks like he's going to destroy Heyman. Lesnar, like he's the Flash, bursts his way into the ring. Two of them wailing on each other. They send a couple of guys. They get demolished. They clear out the locker room. It's like, hey, look. Now, in the back, they initially had, they're talking. They're like, we need to make sure we keep the main event okay. You will need to get in between them. My first thought is, Ascension, Heath Slater, you guys will get the crap beat out of you by Taker. First two wrestlers, man, it's the Ascension. I'm like, they're going to get annihilated. It's Connor. Connor's the big one, and he's constantly like right next to Taker's head, like, I want that every time they show this, my head is right here. People will know I have a job here at the WWE. I was the guy who was next to Undertaker every time they showed this bit. And it just went, and they show him in the back. And the whole roster keeping these two guys apart. And I was like, good build-up, I like that. Worked well. The Divas got two matches. Two matches with all 9 of them out there. Charlotte took on Brie in a match that was actually pretty good. But it's Charlotte. Charlotte could bring a good match out of Brie. She beats her. Brie taps out. So by keeping score, the NXT women have beaten Brie twice. Before your 6-man main event tag match, they do a tag match. Becky Lynch and Paige versus Sasha Banks and Tamina. Alright. Nice back and forth. Needed more Becky Lynch. I will say, I've talked to Becky Lynch to my buddy Ed quite a bit. I needed a little more Becky Lynch. I would probably say out of the 3 that came out, Sasha Banks is your alpha. I would put Becky Lynch number 2 and Charlotte as 3. Nothing taken away saying Charlotte's number 3 out of the ones that came over. Because Sasha and Becky Lynch have got a chemistry that's just amazing. Nice match, great back and forth. They do a hot tag to Paige, crowd pops, crowd's into it. It's like, see, women's wrestling gets over. Divas wrestling no one cares for. People go to the bathroom during Divas matches. Women's wrestling people care about. And Paige taps out to the bank statement. So if you're keeping score at home, the NXT women have won all 3 of the matches. On SmackDown, Sasha and Naomi take on Brie and Nikki. So I'm assuming Brie will tap out of the bank statement. To keep it going, as the NXT women are the dominant female athletes. For the first match, you had Team Bad on the stick the whole time. And, Banks does a good job. Naomi does a good job. Tamina doesn't say anything, which worked. During the tag match, it was Team Bella, and it's just Nikki talking about how awesome she is. And throws her name out there with, the Williams and Ronda Rousey and the U.S. women's soccer team. And it's like, you're all athletes? True. Some of them really fought and clawed their way to where they are. And it just happened to kind of be popular. I wouldn't say Nikki Bella, same level as Ronda Rousey. No, not even close. Nope. So I almost wish there's a way to like mute the Bellas and see the actual commentary, because they actually were describing the match, which was great. Match itself, perfect. The Miz took on Big Show because of what happened last night. Big Show killed Miz, and then talked about how, you know what? He wants to take on Ryback. He wants that title from Ryback. Good, that worked. Los Matadores took on Primetime Players. New Day comes down to Strax PTP. Backstabber, or lung blower, depending on how they want to call it now. Titus eats the pinfall. Not bad. It keeps the feud fresh with those guys. That worked well enough. I'm cool with that. Rollins talked about how awesome it is to be Seth Rollins, and how he's still champion, which made John Cena come out. I don't want to see John Cena become a 16-time champion at SummerSlam. I also don't want to see John Cena take on Kevin Owens. John Cena has nothing currently readily available from at SummerSlam, except for Cesaro. I would love to see Cesaro be the one to beat John Cena at this point. Decent back and forth. John Cena talked about how, you know, people care about the U.S. Championship, but not the World Heavyweight Championship, which, true. At this point in time, Seth has been booked horribly. He's a great athlete, but he's booked in these horrible no-win situation matches, and then he loses to J&J. That's not good. But that's okay, because Seth had no match. He faked that he was going to face John Cena, then just left. Because that's what he does. Roman Reigns took on Harper because of what happened last night. You probably hear that a lot. And it was a good match. Two big brawling hosses, just hoss fighting each other. Worked good. Weird seeing Bray Wyatt in a business chair. He's in an office chair, like next to Byron Saxton. I'm like, seems weird. I don't picture Bray in like an office chair. But Dean Ambrose is out there to give Roman Reigns backup. I wonder if they will have a tag match at SummerSlam. Great match, nice back and forth. You know, random screwjob finish, doesn't matter. Those four guys have great chemistry. All that matters. Great chemistry, good match, and everyone's got a reason for being there. Ambrose is there because the Roman Reigns, that's his boy, he's got to be there for him. Works well. Harper is with Wyatt because he's got nothing else going on. Wyatt and Roman have got really great chemistry. So you've got two guys who've got an actual feud, and two guys who know the guys who are in the feud who've got nothing going on. Book it. Done. I'm sure they had any other matches. Had a lot of really long matches, which was good. Wyatt cut another excellent promo, because that's what he does. Our main event, 6-man tag match. Orton, Cesaro, Cena versus Sheamus, Owens, Rusev. Earlier that night, Summer Rae debuted her new look. Lana Light. My buddy Ed went, she has got huge ears. I got to talk about how I saw the Marine 4. I'll do a review of that later. Oh. So it's just your standard happy faces go over the disgruntled heels. Owens and Sheamus don't get along. Sheamus walks out. Owens tags into Rusev. Rusev is like, what's going on? Owens is like, eat a super kick, I'm out of here, I'm French Canadian or whatever, American. At which point it's then Rusev against all three of the faces. So Omega face beatdown time. AA, giant swing. Giant swing into a catapult into an RKO. And you can tell Orton has got his passion back, and a passionate Orton is an amazing person to watch. The fact that he was like, you want me to do it? And the crowd's getting into it, he's getting into it, he's loving it. He hits the RKO and he kind of does it. You want me to pin him? Crowd's going nuts, like, oh God, go ahead and pin. And he pinned him with like 1, 2, 3, and he was like, pfft. I own this. This is me engaged to a woman who's got kids and I got kids. Orton Bunch. Out of nowhere. And I was like, man, this is why people get pissed. Because there's, like, Royal Rumble up into Mania is amazing. July into, like, August is amazing. October into November is amazing. But there's so many freaking gaps. That means when they're writing, the writers and creative have the ability to do good, coherent storylines. Just not 12 months. You get January, February, March, April. You get July, August. You get October, November. That's it. You know, you're getting like 7 months out of a year. So people say that the E needs to be on a season. It kind of is. That's got a lot of small off seasons. It's like little mid-season breaks where you could skip and then come back, and you really haven't missed anything. Which is sad because for a while Raw was must-see TV, and now it's kind of like you can watch from January to WrestleMania, and it's a great coherent moment. Watch the Raw after Mania, and then check out until like July. July into August, awesome run-up. It's like sweeps time. Check out after the Raw after SummerSlam. Come back in October for the build-up for Survivor Series. I think now we're at 25 years of Taker. So you might have a big match. I think that seeing Taker and Lesnar at SummerSlam is going to be good. You know, we know we've got intergender tag match with Rusev and Lana 2.0. Taking on Ziggler and regular Lana. So I'm like, you know, we're actually in some pretty good shape. We've got things that have been slowly bubbling, and it's gonna work out, which is great. Ironically, craziest thing. Rusev kissed Summer Rae while just like giving them mad eyes. It was like Gary Busey's kid from Starship Troopers when he's playing the violin and he's just like mad eyeing people the whole time. And I was like, you know, Rusev and Summer Rae, in that one moment, has such better chemistry than anything they've done with Ziggler and Lana. Oh, and people have mentioned about the Cena hate thing. I've gotten to the point where it's almost had an apathy. The reason why I don't want to see Cena Owens 4. Owens won the first fight. It was good, great match. Second match was a lot like the first, just different sequences of events. And Cena got the victory. Great rubber match. Owens tapped out. There really is no reason for Cena to face Owens. I mean, if they were gonna do SummerSlam as the blow-off match, you very easily could have had those two guys wail the daylights out of each other. Have Owens walk away towards the end of the match. Great heel heat. Have him be like, "You gave me your best shots. I gave you my best shots, and you weren't going down." He was like, "I didn't see a reason to get hurt." He could have done the pop-up powerbomb on the apron again. He could have done something post-match, or something towards the middle of that match. You know, double count out. No contest, which they couldn't do because the next match was no contest. But if it would have been second rope AA, and then he would have went for the pin, it would have been 1, 2, Owens' foot under bottom rope, 3, ref doesn't see it, he comes back up, my foot was under the rope, you never beat me. it gives you that fire to go into another match because the second pinfall by John Cena doesn't really matter, but a tap out's pretty significant. It means you actively have lost a match. And I don't want to see a similar thing what they did with Rusev, where John Cena and Rusev fought 4 times in a row, and it did nothing for Rusev.